Okay, so I'm Rochelle McQuade, and I teach 5th grade at McQuade Elementary, and I coach the high school dance team for St. Pat's.
I'm Shawn McQuade. I work at North Platte Fire Department, and I love her, and we have great kids. It seems like certain people, if they're raised with everything around them and support and people that go to church, they're expected to get the same thing out of it. Other people that grow up with no leadership, no people around them spiritually, are almost set up to fail in a way. So I think you shouldn't judge other people, and you can learn along the way. I personally have not been very religious my whole life, but the older I get, the more stuff I see, the more I want to believe in it. And I think you can always change.
To me, it means that anyone willing to listen to God's word, however they might hear it and whatever they choose to do with it, everyone has an opportunity to take it in, that it isn't always where it's planned.
We wouldn't go very often as a family, but it was always boring, and I wouldn't listen because it didn't mean anything to me. And then I was a little wild and didn't think I'd live to be past 21 years old, so I didn't care. But since I started coming to this church, there's a show that all of a sudden they're playing music, and there's 12-year-olds, 11-year-olds that are like, this song is so awesome. And I laughed because it's 40 years old. All this music's 40 years old. And without this show putting a little twist on it, they would have never heard these songs and then looked into that kind of music. So Pastor Doug, Pastor Mike, I appreciate with you guys what you do, because I can relate more with listening to you. I think we see so many people in our community that are in really bad shape. And I don't think all the people know how close people are in the community from being okay to not okay. So faith might be the only thing they have. A lot of us are really close to having really bad days. So more people need to talk about it and talk to each other.
I think of, our kids. I want them to have that solid foundation. I had it as a child more than he did. There's always it's a second family to have, and I want them to have that, to know that that's not even just as something to fall back on, as just something to look forward to, and to make you feel included even more in the world as it was made. And what you were intended to do is to be, have these connections and to be aware of them and to be able to enjoy them.
I want them to have faith. I don't know how to reach them that way, and maybe they'll get it when they're a little older. But I want them to be great people and believe in something without having to believe in something. I want them to want to believe and not have someone say, you have to. Because there's too many people that they only believe when they're in bad situations, and then later on they fall back into not believing. So I think if you're ever in the situation where you do not have to pray because you're in a bad situation, but you want to pray, that's to me what separates if you really have faith. And I'm trying to get better as I get older.
It doesn't have to be a super overt religious way, but that you can live in the way that you would convey God's word or Jesus' love just by how you do things each day. To be mindful and intentional with how you live, and to always try to be a good person. I'm always trying, so I think that counts.
I am Shawn, and this is my wife, Rochelle.
We are leaving a spiritual legacy.